G'day and welcome to my first video. I'm going to be doing an install on my Next Generation Wildtrak. I'm going to do a dust seal kit for the tailgate. There's not many videos around for these. This is from Trailbait Offroad. So we'll go through it and see how easy it is to do myself. Now I've already had the forward tub liner removed and I have the max liner tub liner installed with the max liner Venture canopy, which looks absolutely fantastic on here on meteor grey. So absolutely love this canopy. So since the Wildtrak Max tub liner actually does come with a factory seal kit, had it removed and the max liner installed, so it doesn't have a seal kit. Now with this one we'll see how we go. And I'm just going through the instructions here on how to install the dust seal kit on my Next Gen. So pretty clear and well set out. So we'll see how we do it. We don't actually have a torque wrench, so to speak, so I think we just won't be doing up any torqued pieces too tightly. So instruction seems pretty simple, very clear, very well illustrated, I must say. Probably the best instructions I've ever seen for any installing kit. So seems pretty self-explanatory. We'll get this underway and see how we go. Now before we start, I actually have to cut some of this liner out. So I've already removed a couple of brackets from the corner here. So as you see on this side of the Max Liner Venture canopy, there's this bracket, the L-shaped bracket here. So there's a bolt, there's a torque screw and a nut. So when I remove that, as I have done on this side, I can pry it open and you can see there's a hole there and a couple of holes down there that are going to be used for these brackets. And you can see there's one side. I'm going to lay out all my pieces and make sure I've got everything here. Now I have all the parts laid out. The rubber seals, some washers, some clips. I'll go through the instructions with it. Get the side brackets. So it seems simple enough. So let's get to it. See how we go. Okay, so now I've cut the canopy, the tub liner on the sides. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything to cut it with except the knife that I heated up. I've scratched the inside of the tub, which is neither here or there. Anyway, moving on. Next is installing these little white clips. So I started from the middle, pretty much every second one, leave the end one, and then put them in every second hole. Like that. And then we've got this rod that's next going in, so that's the part we're up to here. So I'll get those screws out and fix this part on now. Now this part might be actually a little bit tricky. Basically we're going to somehow screw them underneath I don't particularly want to take the bar off. So, wish me luck here. Okay, it's not going to be an easy task. Probably if you've got a smaller screwdriver, that might help a bit more. I might actually just quickly go and find one. Okay, here we go, we found one. So let's see how we go with this, if it's going to make it a lot easier to get into. Not really. The only other option I've got is maybe a ratchet with an attachment. Okay, here I've got my ratchet with screwdriver attachment to it. Let's see if this works now with these screws. Probably a little easier to get into now. There you go. That's going to be my preferred choice of tool. If you've got one, that's going to make the job a lot easier. As you can see, it's all done from underneath. Just thought I'd point out, it actually states in the instruction the tool to use for this, so a little handy. So the next part is, you got this long seal, so as you can see how it looks, and that's how you want to put it on that way, with this being on the bottom and this being on top. That'll slide in over that channel that we just fitted. And it may be a little bit too long, but we'll just cut that down to size. It just pushes on, nice and easy. Once it is started, it's just a bit of force, you'll actually feel it clip in. Just wiggle using your thumbs, push it against. I'm finding if I wiggle up and down, she then clips on, pushing down towards the bottom. Okay, that channel's on now. You see it's all pressed on. It is a little bit longer than the actual bracket that we fitted, so just give it a cut. There's actually some tin and metal bracket in there, but as you can see, the rib lines there is where you can cut, and that'll get in between the little metal parts. Which is this here. So that's all it is. And then it's just these, like a spine, running all the way through it, so you just cut in between them, cut the excess off, and you get a nice easy flush finish. And the next part is, I've got two foam little parts here. Yeah, so I got some alcohol cleaner there, so just clean off the ends here. And this is where they're going to go on each side. So just in regards to those, you've got two fat ones, two thin ones, and you'll find that the one goes on the bottom there and the other one goes on top here. So that'll be the big one on the bottom here, and then you got the smaller one which will run along the top there. Okay, so here we are, we've installed the foam now. The top one's not 100% straight, but still it's going to do the job. And same over here. So looks really good. Next we're going to get this bracket, and there's a couple of seals that we have to put around it. So here we are with the seals. 2 for that one, 2 for that one. You can see one's longer than the other. So I have the shorter one go on the inside, which is on this side here. The shorter one will go, and then the longer one will go around the edge here. So looking like we might just have to cut it a little bit. So let's get going. So here we are. This is what it's going to look like. So just nice and even with the bottom. And because these brackets are actually on an angle, you just have to be mindful of which side the seal is going on. That should be correct. It should be on the outside. You will have to cut this one at the top just to meet flush. This one will only go there. And you've also got this bracket here, which goes at the top there, like that. So that's one done, and we'll get the other one done. Okay, that's those ones done now. All neat, flush with the bottom. Looking really good now. So next is going to be installing these brackets. These brackets are going to go on the side, so just peel back the tub liner, you'll find those 2 holes there. And just do them in nice and loose. Because they are adjustable, you'll need to adjust these brackets back and forward to get the right alignment once you close the tub. Okay, so we're finished one side. There's a little bit of mucking around. Unfortunately, with the max liner, you got these brackets here. So that actually goes like that. So it actually goes up like that there to that hole and then up to there, but unfortunately, as you can see, the way it sits, that wouldn't be able to sit nice and flush up against in there. So unfortunately, you have to do away with this bracket, but I'm hoping that everything's going to be okay because it's still held in by there and it's still bolted in to the frame. So with any luck, we shouldn't have any issues with the canopy. But in saying that, it's a little trickery because obviously the 2 bolts in behind there, you got to tighten up. You got to try and warp this out so you can get in behind there. Wish it was a little bit neater and a little bit more flush, but anyway, I'm happy with it. So there it is, it's done. Pretty much what I did was I ended up just loosely putting on these bolts here. So it's a nut on one side, bolt on the other. So that bracket, put it loosely in there, and then seal it up. There you go. Check the seal on it, get the position right, make sure it's all good. It's sealing nice and tight, it's not just sitting there, it's actually squashed in there. There you go, nice and tight. Then pretty much what I did is unbolt that. Pretty much line up is pretty good. It's lined up here against there. I did have to cut out a little piece of the seal there just to make it sit a little bit nicer. I didn't bother taking out the canopy part, the tub liner part under there. As you can see, she sits nice and flush against there, so she's pretty good. And then once I did that, just lined it up here. There's probably about a mil or so, a couple of mil clearance there, and then tighten up the 2 bolts on the bracket for here, and then tighten up these, loose that off, then tightened that up, and then pushed against this. It's 10 mil either side, tighten it up. I am seeing this here, so I might get a little bit of foam or some rubber later from Bunnings just to seal that part up, but otherwise, once you seal it up, there is actually a little bit of push force against it. You see that little gap in there, and otherwise she's nicely sealed on both sides, so therefore we will not get any more water or any dust. It sits nicely on this lower rubber here, keeps the dust out. It's nice. So I just got the other side to do. You can see the bracket. I've already just loosely put the bracket in. We'll line it up, get everything back in, and finish up. Okay, we're done. They're in. Nice and tight too. Last thing we've got to do is we've got these clips here, and what they do is there's 2 final holes. So on the opposite side, my bad, hit the wrong button again. So we'll just, and you can see them up on there. Let's keep the seals on, one there, and then we've got one down here. We've got them on either side. We'll have a look at it, see how it comes up. Okay, that was it. That's all done. I'll turn around, show everybody. That's her. That's the seals done. Like I said, now I might just have to get something just to seal up in there, stop any extra dust or water getting in. Other than that, this is a good set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the video together and post it. I'll also leave a description and a link to the Trailbait Offroad website where you can get these. So they got them for all different models, so just put them in the model vehicle you're after, and this one is the Next Gen, and they send everything out in a kit ready to go. Simple instructions, simple, clear, easy to understand, and you know, that's it. I can't see through to the tub now, so exactly what I want, exactly what I'm looking for. Happy with that. Alright, thank you. Hope you enjoyed this. This is my first install video that I've done. Not sure what else I'll end up doing on my own, installing on here. A lot of the things I get done, I just don't have the time being an interstate trucker, but when I'm home and I've got time, I'll get it done. So yeah, hope that made sense for everybody. Let me know in the comments what you think of the video. Think of this kit actually, so I'm pretty sure it'll fit all the Next Gens, XS right up, XL, XLT, Sport, Wildtrak's tub liner actually comes factory with a seal in it, a seal in the actual mold of the tub liner. But you know, if you rip that out and do a canopy, take off the electric roller and whatnot, and decide to go with something different, because with the Wildtraks, once you take out the electric on the Coke bottle at the back there, it's only going to be halfway up your back wall and you're going to have exposed tub. So each and everyone's preference, what they're wanting to do. And I've got a set of drawers that are going to go in here, which I won't need to take out the tub liner for, so it'll fit, and then just actually getting made up another switch panel for that. I may even just blank it off, and once I've done my dual battery system, I'll have on the front of the drawers all my switches and everything. So yeah, bit by bit. Otherwise, thanks very much.